Good afternoon, card community. It is RJ. It is Sunday, so it is time for the Sunday Trivia Recap. All right, so we are continuing with our All Star Trivia. It is All Star Week. Um, the All Star Game is Tuesday. The Home Run Derby is tomorrow, so that should be fun. I think they had the Futures game yesterday. I don't know. Nobody paid attention to that anyway. But we're here for some all star questions and giving away some great prizes and cards. So here we go. On Monday, my question was who was the first batter to come to the plate in All Star Game competition? So before I get to that, little history of the All Star Game, the very first All Star Game. The very first All Star Game happened in 1933 in Chicago. I believe, don't quote me on this, it was scheduled to coincide with the Chicago World's Fair happening at the time. I don't know that for certain, but I know that some sports writer wanted to do an exhibition of the greatest baseball players in the country. That's why he proposed this. So it happened in Chicago. Because it happened in Chicago, it specifically happened at Comiskey Park. Do know that Chicago still has today, both the White Sox and the Cubs in the city. So it is conceivable it could have happened at Wrigley Field, but in fact it happened at Comiskey. Therefore, the American League was considered the home team. Therefore, a player to come to bat first would have been on the National League team, and the pitcher to toe the rubber would have been an American League pitcher. So, the question was, who was the first batter to come to the plate in All-Star Game competition? The answer was Pepper Martin of the St. Louis Cardinals. This here is a DeLong reprint card. Talking a little bit about Pepper Martin here. Actually, it's almost like a tutorial about how to do the hook slide, really. But this is the Pepper Martin card from the DeLong. What you're playing for is two cards from the 2003 Topps Gallery Hall of Fame edition set. These are two Boston Red Sox Hall of Famers, Joe Cronin and Jimmy Fox. That's what's up for grabs. The individuals up here on the screen were kind enough to throw out a guess. Let me scroll down so you can all see your names up there. I try my best to put names as they are per their channel so you can go out there and please support their channels and all that. So we will shuffle once and spin. You must hit 3 times on my channel in order to win. I do that so that I can draw out the suspense, make it a little longer, also give everybody else a chance. I always hate it when you spin one and you're done and you win or you lose. I like to have a little bit more suspense built in, so that's how I handle this. Here we go. Good luck. So on Friday, just this past Friday, I got a chance to go to a Phillies game. The company had a nice company outing to the Phillies game. So a lot of what I'm showing off next week will be some stuff I got, some of the cool items I got in my trip to the Phillies game that night. If you did see my hat in the beginning snippet, the beginning segment, that was what they call this year the City Connect uniforms. They are those weird alternate versions all the MLB's teams came up with, and where they determine, I guess, on their own when they choose to wear those jerseys and hats and whatnot, uniforms. The Phillies have chosen Friday nights to use it. Again, maybe that's what all teams are doing, their Friday night home games. I do not know for certain. But the Phillies have theirs and wear them on Friday nights. And the hat I am wearing today is from that uniform. So I was able to pick that up. Okay, there we go. We got nobody's going crazy yet. So plus I got a couple other things. I walked around with another guy from the company, stopped at all the cool memorabilia stands. I don't know about you guys, but at Citizens Bank Park, the home stadium of the Phillies, they do have a few memorabilia stands, and some of the things they sell are game used bases. They also sell lineup cards, or the cards that the manager have pasted to the wall, and you could buy those. Those were pretty inexpensive. It was like $50 for a lineup card, a game used lineup card. I thought that was pretty. Not too out of the ordinary, but it just wasn't something I wanted to do. I'm a Mike Schmidt collector. I do collect some random Phillies items, but for the most part, I don't. Ooh, card closet. So we'll take a pause here. Card closet has hit 3 times. Congrats to you, sir. You will be getting these 2 lovely Red Sox cards. Wednesday's question. Wednesday's question was, now the first batter was Pepper Martin. Who was the first pitcher? Who toed the rubber first? Again, it would have been a National League or an American League player, and it was Hall of Famer Lefty Grove. Lefty Grove, if you look on the back of his card in 33, was still with the Philadelphia Athletics. In fact, it was his last year with the Athletics. They had great success in the late 20s, early 30s. Then they did Connie Mack did another all-out sale of his players, just like he did in the the mid-teens when they had that such success. So, they became a pitiful team again after 34 when they sold everybody and ended up going to Kansas City not long thereafter. So, but Lefty Grove was your answer. What you're playing for are these 2 awesome members of the Oakland Athletics World Series run, Catfish Hunter and Raleigh Fingers. So that's what's up for grabs on this question. We will move over to Wednesday. Wednesday's list is here. Everybody who threw out a guess. I don't think there was a newbie on this. I know there was a newbie somewhere. Shout out to Cash and Dad for showing up on Wednesday. They have chimed in once in a while on my channel. Those guys are all that way on the West Coast, I know, so I don't often get a chance to see some of their videos, but I do enjoy. They do all sports, so I'm limited to I only view when it's baseball related. Sorry, guys, that's where my passion is. But anyway, everybody else here on the screen was pretty much a regular. So, Card Closet. I don't think Card Closet did. You are out, sir. You can only win once a week on my channel, so we'll have to eliminate that name. We will shuffle once and spin. Good luck to everybody on that one. Yeah, the Phillies are playing the Oakland Athletics this weekend. They lost. Ranger Suarez was pitching, and turns out apparently Ranger Suarez is suffering from a sore back. They pulled him. They said he has back spasms. He's suffering from back spasms. So he was selected to start as an All-Star Game pitcher. The manager for the All-Star Game hasn't necessarily, I don't think, said who the starter will be yet. Maybe they did. I haven't heard. But Ranger Suarez is not going anymore. He was pulled. I don't believe a Philadelphia Philly was selected to replace him because later on we found out that Chris Sale is also withdrawing from the All-Star Game, and a Philadelphia Philly, Christopher Sanchez, was selected to replace him. So technically, because Ranger voluntarily withdrew his name, but he was selected, and then Christopher Sanchez was not originally selected but was added, he's still considered an all-star. Technically, the Phillies have 8 players now selected for the all-star team, and I believe that is now a record. At least ties a record, if not sets it. But the Phillies have 8 all-star players in the all-star game. So, kudos to the Phillies. They are having a great season. We can only hope that they're doing well. Friday night when we were there, they really suffered. They did not do well. They lost. But it was quite the rebound yesterday. They exploded, scoring 11 runs on Saturday's game. So Sunday's game has yet to start. Don't know where it will end up, but hoping for the best, of course, for the Phillies, because we do want them to get back to the World Series. This is the year, if you hear them talk, okay? There's nobody's bragging about their records. Nobody's patting themselves on the back for how good they're playing. Everybody to a man on this team says, yeah, it's great we won, but our goal is to win it all. They almost instantly circle back anytime somebody brings up, hey, do you realize your record is such and such compared to the other teams? Do you realize that at this point in the thing, this team was at this place? Oop. Pause on Pastor Ken. Pastor Ken, I think I just got your connection. I think you won not too long ago. So congrats to you, sir. You got these 2 cards coming to you. Congrats on that. Moving on to Friday. Friday's question, because it was the first All-Star game, and tradition has been established now that the managers will be the managers from the World Series, from the 2 World Series teams the previous year. That is tradition now. But there wasn't this tradition when the first All-Star games happened. So they basically picked from the American League and the National League the 2 most respected and revered managers in essence of all time now. Really, these 2 guys are the epitome of what a manager should be. So who were the 2 managers of the first All-Star game? The answers, John McGraw of the National League and Connie Mack from the American League. Absolutely the 2 most revered managers of all time, I believe. What you're playing for on that one, 2 White Sox. Eddie Collins and Louis Aparicio. Those are the 2 cards you're playing for on that one. So, let's see. Card Closet was out, but I don't think Card Closet threw out a guess for Friday. Nope. And then Pastor Ken, you are out, sir. You can only win once a week on my channel. We will shuffle once and spin. Good luck to everybody on this one. So, yeah, like I said, the Phillies are doing really good, but they got their eyes on the prize. There is nobody saying how great they're doing. Nobody's even bragging about their own thing or their own production. They're all like, yeah, it's great that I'm doing this. It's great I'm going to the All-Star game. It's going to be a lot of fun, but this game doesn't mean anything to us. They really have that attitude across the board. These guys are super focused on winning the freaking World Series. Now, every team says that. Every team has that mindset. But, we got to hope. We got to count on our team that this year they're going to do it. They're actually going to get to the World Series and win it. That's what everybody else out here is thinking. And if you consider how dominant they're playing, they should be the odds-on favorite to do it. I do not believe that they are the odds-on favorite to win the World Series, but certainly here in Philly, we expect nothing less. I mean, we really do expect nothing less than than a win in the World Series. Anything less will be a disappointment. It's kind of like 2011. In 2011, FFM Cards and More. Steve, I don't believe I have your mailing information, Steve. This was your first win, I think. So, congrats to you. You got this. Let me send it out to you as soon as I get your mailing info. I hope you all enjoyed that. Please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. Really do appreciate it. As I try my best to support everybody else in this great card community, so I support all your support. All I have left to say is go Phils.